Bourdeau from the Fitness Zone, and my helpers,
Heather,
Monica. We are offering some foam rolling tips today. So if you're at home sitting around bored and you need to stretch and roll out some of those knots and you can't get to your massage therapist, this is now your massage therapist. So you need a 36-inch roller, foam roller, medium, light density. If you've been rolling for a while, you might want something a little bit harder, but the medium ones should be just fine. So go ahead and get that. At any point, if you need to stop the video and repeat, hold longer, feel free to do that. We're going to kind of zoom right through each of the body parts just so you have exposure to how to roll each body part. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right. So go ahead, you guys are all good. You're sitting on top of your roller. And we're just going to have you kind of just rock back and forth. And start with those glutes a little bit. And if you've done any squats, you might have a little bit that you feel like going nice and lightly, and then slowly working your way to the top of those hamstrings. So you may want to bring your legs wide apart, and you're just going to come to where your glutes tie into your hamstrings and walk it out into a forward bend. Relax and stretch. Make sure you breathe. Any stretch or rolling, you want to keep that pain level to a 5 or less on a scale of 1 to 10. Make sure you're breathing. And then you kind of just tippy-toe back as you work down your hamstrings. How does that feel? Awesome. Good. Excellent. If you've done any straight-legged deadlifts, you may appreciate this.
I do some of those, and I do feel pretty good.
Okay. So I just kind of keep creeping back. Sometimes you need to move as you work back. You may need to bring your arms to the back side as you get toward the bottom of that. And again, just a nice lean forward. And then at some point you get to the bottom. Some of the guidelines for, or rules for foam rolling are to not roll over a joint, any of your joints, lower back where your SI joints are located, or directly on your your IT band right here. So as you stand through, did you find any points where you felt like it was an adhesion or not?
Right here, my midpoint of my
midpoint. So
hamstring.
Right in the middle. So as you feel a little pressure point, trigger point, you can kind of hold it there, breathe through it a little bit. For 20 to 30 seconds is a basic guideline. And then breathe through it as you feel it kind of relax and release, and you can kind of move on from there. So again, you can hold those longer. Go ahead and slide off the roller. Right there. I know you're excited about doing your calves today.
Oh, I'm super excited.
She's
gonna
been wanting about this
so good.
so this is gonna be good.
So we're gonna bend one leg and put one leg on top. Your first scan through is nice and light. It's just to scan through to see, are there any adhesions? Is there any pain there? You don't want to put a lot of pressure. It's just kind of warming it up a little bit. Your toe starts, you can go straight up, toe out to the side, kind of go up and down for each one, and then toe in. See if you feel anything. Today, as I have toe out, I have this huge, I think Heather has one too.
I have a huge knot.
A huge knot right here.
Huge
So
knot.
I'm just going to stay right here and hang out. If it's not too painful and you want to add a little bit more to it, you can actually cross that other leg over. And you may decide that that's too much and want to take that back off. You can decide. If you cross over and you're like, you know what, that's pretty good, I would like to get in there a little deeper. You slowly want to ease in so you don't sort of scare the little lump away, and then it's not going to be as effective. Go ahead and come down if you want to grab, and you can go into a forward bend. You can even pull back on this, and that's going
That's
to
nice.
increase the intensity.
Lovely.
Love, you got the lab over there?
Lovely. Yes, lovely.
And then once you're here, if you wanted to, sometimes you want to work toward that target because it's too painful to go right in the center of it. You can kind of just slowly roll it away and move the roller right or front to back. And just kind of work it wherever you want. If it's too much, remember 1 to 5. If the pain scale is over 6, you want to back off it. So you can come back here. You can lift up also if you want to just roll over that nice and slowly. About 1 inch at a time is the recommendation. Sometimes I go back and forth, I'm kind of scoping where that is, and then once I find it, I hang right onto it. So another technique you can do, if you're really, really sore, you may want to skip this one or take this foot back up. You're going to just turn from the medius part of the calf muscle, coming back and forth, just rocking back and forth. So we rolled from the medius, kind of the meat bone, if you will, from here to here. Now we're going to go the opposite way, back and forth, come up a little bit, back and forth, and you're really going to dial in.
Ooh,
That
I
there.
didn't know my mom was turned that way. Ooh, has a little
Right
right there.
And then as you kind of go back and forth, you may reveal another knot and want to hang out right there. And you can cross that over, add a little bit more. Ooh, that feels good right there. You getting something?
Oh, I didn't know. Then the calf was tight. Oh, yeah. It said yes. I love you today.
So you can spend a lot of time on your calves. You can actually get a tennis ball too if you have it at home and use that to get up in there. Now you're going to want to repeat that same thing on the other side. We're going to actually skip the other side. We're going to have to go back and do it afterwards if you guys want to, just for the sake of time so we can show you how to do the other areas. So you're just going to go to that other leg now. You can pause or rewind it and just repeat what we did on that calf muscle. So go ahead and bring your knees out onto the side. So we're coming into like a tabletop position. And I'm going to slide the top right between my legs. And I'm just going to take into, like I'm going to go into a lunge or a plank. And I'm going to lower my leg above my knee right on top of that. And then I'm just going to slowly lower it down. In fact, if you want to keep this knee down, that's fine too. You can get a lunge stretch out of it as well. I'm slowly going to lower just a little bit of weight on and then slowly slide down about 1 inch at a time. How's that feel? Good. Make sure to avoid the knee. You never want to roll over your knee. So my toe is straight, slowly sliding down. And you're just going flat across the top of that quadricep. And we're going to keep coming up, nice and slow, standing, remember, not too much weight right now. And then when we get to the top, sometimes you have to like inch your knee back to get down. You can even come down onto your elbows. When you get to the top, you may even want to take your toes and tuck them under. You only want to go to the top of that quad where you feel it tie into your hips and groin area. So you don't want to roll over that joint. You can relax that knee down and hang out here. So it's the insertion point. Does that feel okay, guys?
Yeah, that's good.
And you can just relax in it. Sometimes you need to angle this a little bit. If it feels a little more comfortable, angle your roller in. And then we're going to reverse that. So we went down. Now we're going to reverse and go right straight back up, which may mean kind of a little bit of a soldier crawl here. Relax the quad, going straight back up. Your muscle fibers lie differently, so when you roll up versus down, it feels very different. Usually coming up, you're going to feel a little more love in that muscle. Yes or no? Okay, so maybe it's just me today. So one person might find they're really experiencing more discomfort, if you will, and someone else might not. Depends on what you worked or didn't work for muscles as well. Once you've made a couple of light passes, you slowly increase intensity. Again, you can just hang out there. If you find a knot, you can just hang out there, put a little more weight into it, or take some weight off. Keep that pain tolerance hurts so good, you don't want to over stretch it so that it's painful. The second pass, we're going to take that toe and we're going to point it in. So kind of turning that toe in and again coming down nice and slowly, making a pass all the way down. This leg and the arms are going to keep your weight off the roll so that it's not too much. And then coming all the way back up. If you're on a carpet surface, you may want to put some socks on, make sure you have a mat just so you don't get any abrasion or friction. And then finally, make sure you take your time. I'm rushing a little to get through everything. You can take that toe out a little bit and get a little of the inner sweep of that quadricep. And remember, if you feel an adhesion, to just stop and hold it there. Relax and let it go. Breathe through it. Tying in that mind-body connection, think of yourself as wringing out a dirty dishcloth. You're releasing tension, toxins. As you foam roll, your body is essentially like squeezing out the blood and then pulling in new blood. So it's great for recovery, also breaking up those adhesions. So on that same leg, I just want to show you another technique. I call it the body pillow technique. So you can kind of pivot around, and if you really want to get that inside of your quad, you're just going to rest the leg on top of the roller, kind of in line with your spine, and you're just going to have your leg on top. Using your hand, you can slowly roll it out. You may need to scooch in as you go, rolling it all the way out. And you bring your knee up a little bit so that it's up almost a 90 degree. You can decide how much you want to lean into it. And just scanning now, if you want to dig in a little more, if you lift that heel, start from above the knee, so you don't want to roll the knee, you can come and get that inner sweep really good right there. And if you want to hit that tie-in, again, you just slowly control it, roll it out until it's aligned with that tie-in. So it's that part where you bend and you're just holding it right there. Does that make sense? Yeah. And then if you have an adhesion, if you lengthen that leg, you're going to feel a lot more pressure when you put it down. So just holding it down and relaxing. And you can actually just lay here and roll it up with your hand as well. Nice. You good on that side?
We're good.
Our left side's going to be great. Our right side, we're going to have to come back and get it after. So the next position is bringing that roller right to your armpit, and you want the center of it to end up right here. So if I'm kind of putting it right into the groove of my armpit and being able to lean forward so that my upper pectoral is getting pressure, and my hand will be palm down, up above, just like I'm reaching straight out, but my elbow is bent. And you can just have the other arm here and just lean into it. If you want to bend, kind of like lift up and bend, you can roll up and down just a little bit. And you may feel this right in the tie-in of all those muscles that connect in your armpit. How's that feel?
That's good.
Good. Now, right now my hand is down, my palm is down. If I want to target it a little bit more, and I'm leaning forward, so I'm targeting the upper pec. If I want to hit more in the anterior deltoids, the front head of my shoulder, I'm going to bring this arm back, and I'm going to sort of like I'm pushing back, palm out. I'm going to lean forward, and I'm going to run across that anterior deltoid. So it's hitting me right here, across here. Let me know, you guys getting in there? Okay.
Yep.
So that's palm back. And you can play around with the angle. You can lean more forward, more back, kind of figure out where your body needs that. And if you find an adhesion, you can rest and stop, release, breathe. And you're gonna know, it's like when you go to a massage therapist and you're like, oh, 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 and she kind of hangs on there and tortures you for a little longer. Well, you can do it to yourself. And if you want to bring that arm forward this time, so have that armpit there and bring it slightly forward and turn and open up. You can now hit that rear deltoid, kind of moving forward and back. So my palm is up. And you can kind of hang out here. And if you want to rotate, kind of roll to the front, roll to the back, and just keep changing the position slightly of the roller. You can kind of work your way up your lats as well.
So those pull-ups you made me do, Heather.
I know, I'm feeling those pull-ups from yesterday.
I'm like, oh, Heather made me do pull-ups.
If you did pull-ups, this might feel good to you.
It does feel really good.
And so what you'll notice is Monica and Heather, they're kind of doing their own thing from this starting point, and that's great because each of your bodies are different. So for some of you, you'll go, wait, I don't feel anything here. You're not sore. But then we'll go on to the next thing, and you're seeing it there. So if we lift up a little, you can certainly stop and do more in any of these areas. If I come into like a wrestling stance here, and I'm controlling it with my other hand, I'm going to slowly just let a little bit of pressure come on. I'm going to roll all the way up into the armpit insertion, and then all the way just before I get to the elbow. So this is your triceps. And then if I angle, instead of the karate chop position, I'm going to bring it back a little, and I'm going to do the same thing. And you can put more or less weight into this. You may come across a point where you're like, oh, there it is. You can just lie down and hang out here. Let that trigger point release. Also called adhesions. If you can imagine a piece of gum in your hair, and you're taking a comb and trying to like comb that gum out of your hair and let those muscle fibers lie straight again. And then again, if you want to bring that palm more down, you're going to get more of that inner sweep of that tricep. And then hang out any part that you need to. Also, if you have adhesions, it's sort of similar to a knot in a rope, and it's going to tighten up the muscle and shorten it, which is going to pull on something else. So by releasing those adhesions, it's going to make you more flexible. So how's that feel, guys? You good there?
Good.
From here, one thing we didn't focus as much on, we kind of rolled back a little bit on those lats. If you really want to target specifically lats, you can kind of keep your hips angled about 45 degrees, palm is up, and you can kind of come up to where they insert at the bottom. You can lift your butt a little if that works, but you may want to just kind of inchworm down and go up and down on those lats. And again, front to back, kind of cross your T's if you get in any area that you want to hold it. We didn't really go the whole entire length. Awesome.
So, go ahead and sit up, ladies.
Sorry. Go ahead and bring it underneath. And you're going to lift up where, if you think of your glutes as kind of being like a teardrop, you want it to be in the fleshy part of your teardrop toward the top, but definitely below your waist, not on your SI joints, at the top of the fleshy part of your butt. So go ahead, arms can be out to the side, or they can be hanging onto the edge of the roller. Your whole entire upper back kisses the mat and stays there. So we're going to start with a little stretch that feels amazing. This might be enough stretch right here. So we're gonna bring our feet about mat width apart. And we're just gonna very slowly drop the knees to one side. And relax. So this is, you're gonna feel this nice stretch down this hip. The opposite of where the knees are going down. Inhale, center. Feel free to hold these longer. This is just to show you the stretches, dropping it to the other side. You're going to want to hold each stretch for a good 20 to 30 seconds. And bring it up. Not that we are doing that. Go ahead, ladies, and step out one foot. And then the other, if that feels too much of a stretch, bring them back up. But we're just going to kind of splay and relax and breathe. Inhale, exhale. Feeling those hips stretch. If you've been doing a lot of sitting or work on your computer, this is going to feel amazing. And after you've been here for 10, 15 seconds and feeling the stretch, you can take your upper body and sort of like shrug, inchworm one up, one shoulder up and the other, like you're shrugging, and then drag yourself up a little bit higher onto the roller.
The gluteus maximus.
Yeah, so your roller actually goes down, your body goes up a little bit, so you're kind of right in the middle now. Do you feel a difference in that? So you're getting a cross roll on the glute muscle and you're getting a stretch. Once you feel that stretch, kind of relax and release, then you can kind of shrug the shoulders up, come down a little bit more. So the middle third area of those glutes is kind of the area that we're operating in for this stretch. And then once you get to the bottom, you can kind of walk your elbows in to bring you back up where you started, and we're going to come up onto our feet. Make sure you're on that roller enough that you're not going to drop off. This time we're going to lift so that the knees are pointing straight up. Arms are out to the side for balance, and slowly rotating just the lower half down in line with the roller. You can grab hold of the roller if you want. If you want to hook this other foot with your other foot to guide it down, you can do that. And if it's comfortable, turn your head in the opposite direction, creating a spinal twist and rolling along your glute into your glute med as well. As you bend, it pushes out that glute med on the other side. Inhale up, hook the other foot, bring those knees up, and we're going to lower them directly to the other side. Again, as we bend, we push out this glute med and are able to roll it. Now, do you guys feel anything when you drop that down?
It's amazing.
You can actually roll, once your knees are here, if you want to shrug the shoulders, you can kind of roll a little bit up and down. In case you feel something in there, you're going to hit that target and breathe. So another little option. You can also adjust. Sometimes I like to go back to the other side, and instead of bringing the knees straight in line, you can bring them down a little bit, and you're going to feel that strength, that glute med a little differently. And you can always bring those feet down to the ground too. So you can kind of keep working. You can come up a little bit again, moving the roller down here to your middle glutes, and repeat the same process. And then you're going to find, did you guys find your target yet? Mine is right there. So as I roll up and drop the knees down a little bit more, I'm just going to hang on right there. And breathe through it. Give it a good 20, 30 seconds. And sometimes you want to roll up and around that. If the target is too tender, roll up and around it and work your way to it. Let it release. Then again, if you want to bring that roller down a little more, you may find at some point that it's too low, then you may not be able to keep going down. So, not to fast track it, but go ahead and bring it back up to the top one more time. You're going to let those knees, this is a stretch, you're going to let them just fall in So the roller is just pushing your butt up and then relax. And you can just open those legs like a dead bug and let them fall as they may. And feel that lower back being lifted up in this stretch. If you'd like a nice inner thigh stretch, you can actually leave those up, elongate them. Feels amazing. It looks really funny, but we really don't care because it feels good.
It feels good.
Breathe. And again, if you want to just let those knees fall, imagine like you're just going to sleep right here. Let it relax and rest. When you're ready, take 2 fingers and just slowly, you're going to feel a little massage down your lower back as the pressure of the roller slowly gets rolled out. And there it goes. And just bring those knees into your chest. This is a great opportunity if you want to do some more stretching. You can do it without the roller from side to side. Otherwise, we have one last one to do, ladies. Roll it up. We're going to take this roller, finish our job off here. And we're going to sit on top of it lengthways. Awesome. And what we'll do is we're going to start at the bottom. And I'll show you first where I want the top of this to be. I want it to be aligned with my spine. And I want the top of it, I'm kind of inchworming up until it's right in line. This little edge is right in line with my occipital part of my head. Where it's
Occipital bone.
Yes, thank you. What she said, sub-occipital bone. So you gently lay it on so that it's going to, just like a massage therapist's hands. Monica's a massage therapist, so she can tell you that.
We're having these fall.
Up, under, and kind of gives you that little bit of traction. And so this part here is literally right underneath. And as you slide down, it lifts it up. And you can turn your head. You may want your arms out side to side. It's also rolling the center of your back. So if you lift your head up and down, it's going to massage up and down in this little fleshy area. And if you turn your head side to side, it kind of gets this little area right in here. How's that feel, ladies?
That's where you hold our tension.
Yes, that's where you hold all of your tension. And it also will help as you articulate your spine. So like Monica, her whole spine is aligned on this. And if you tend to have a lordosis curve, you're going to feel this space here. So you want to pull the belly button in, articulate the spine on that. If your neck is sensitive and you want to skip this part, you can just slide down and just be lying on the mat. And then Heather, can you do me a favor? Tell me if this feels good. Lengthen one leg, lengthen the other leg. You might want to scooch down on this one. You can go back to massaging your neck afterwards. And bring your arms out like this. And you can change where your feet are wide or whatever, and just open the chest. It's going to stretch the chest, and you're going to feel that in between your scapula. So it's giving you a little bit of a roll there, and you can move side to side and roll. I think Monica's still working on her neck over here. How's that feel?
Amazing.
So when you're ready, what you can do is just slowly either sit up or just shoot the roller out from underneath you. So if you're on top of it, you can kind of just lift up on one elbow, shoot it out, and feel free to just stay here in a nice relaxed pose and relax and think about your whole body and how you've just totally released so much tension, so many trigger points, and hopefully a detox. You want to drink water just as if you had a deep tissue massage. So make sure you thank your massage therapist.
Thank you.
So
Massage therapist.
nice job. And if you have any questions, always feel free to message us at the Tipsy Trainer or at the Fitness Zone. We're in both places. So thank you for joining us. Bye.
Bye.
This is how we roll.